As part of our 3D series, today we're going to look at Aileron Tictocs. So we've looked at elevator Tictocs previously. Aileron's going to be very similar. The only easy bit is that you aren't going to have to fight the tail thrust. So we're actually going to fly it where the tail thrust is actually lifting the model. So you won't need as much cyclic to get it to stay in place, and it won't have that effort of trying to make you drift off. However, they are slightly more difficult in some ways because when you learn tail in, and however we're going to be doing these almost side on. So we'll do what we did before, we'll go through a breakdown, and then I'll show you some advanced stuff and variations as well. Let's go do that. So for Aileron Tictocs, you can just go for it. There is a certain level of just instinctive flying and just banging it out. However, what we're going to do is we'll break it down. We'll start slowly, which will make sure that your model is set up and that you have the right movements going on. So we'll just start with half rolls. And you want to keep it nice and stable here. And this is showing that you have control. You've got a good base to then go back again. Oh, so let's not do mini rainbows, we're just going to do half rolls. And we're just getting used to that aileron. And then stabilizing it at each end. Okay. So once you can do those, it shows me that you have enough control. So we'll do mini rainbows with pauses. Just come over. You don't want to go completely flat, you just want to stop it there. And what this is actually doing is it's teaching you to give a little bit more cyclic, almost like a little cyclic aileron jab at the end, so it stays up. So it's like you pop the collective, but you keep it rolling over. And you can learn that just by doing mini rainbows with pauses at the end. Make it a little bit cleaner. There we go. Right, so this is already turned into Tictoc. So now you can just start with a nice slow Tictoc. No drift on this one, because the tail thrust is actually lifting the model, not pushing it sideways. But if we want to get it to move now, we drop the nose a bit. The model will go over that way. And then we drop the tail. And it'll come back. It up, and we'll do that just by slowing it down slightly, and then to come down, speed it up. Right, and then if you want to do these super fast, we don't go straight there, we kind of choose something in the middle, because there's a timing change, you need to get used to that. Let's do it a little bit faster. Want to go as fast as you can. And it's good to vary it as well. Okay, so once you've got the Blades-in version down really well, you're generally going to move on to the Skids-in version. Now, because Skids-in is such an unfamiliar view, it can take far longer to learn the Skids-in version. In fact, a lot of pilots just give up. So if you are learning Skids-in version, it can be a really good idea to just go on the sim and just brute force it. Just go and just bang those Aileron Tictocs in and vary it. You know, don't just stay in one place. Try and vary it. Try and move it around. If you vary it, you'll learn slightly faster. But yeah, I like to do that on the sim because it takes so much effort. So we'll do that. Vary it a bit, so we slow it down. Hyper fast. Move it sideways by dropping the nose. Move it back again. Okay, and then once you can do the skids-in version, then we can start doing rotations. So we'll start with a circuit. Keep it nice and round as you go across the other side. It completely skids in. And you're looking for a nice constant pace as well. And then we can do the figure of 8 too. As you go away, you need to be perfectly nose in. Nice round circuit. Same place, nose in. Not too fast, got to be well under control. The wind's picking up a bit there. Okay. So the other version of Aileron Tictocs is where the nose is left and the tail thrust is actually pushing you down. And these are a little bit harder. You have to use more cyclic. The tail thrust is pushing you down, so you've got to use more cyclic, a little bit more collective, and you do them a little bit slower. You learn them in the same way, but yeah, don't expect them to ever get hyper fast. Climb them. You can move them side to side as well, so drop in the tail and move them right. We drop the nose and they come back again. Skids in. You can see I'm leaning the model over a little bit more than I was before.
Temperature 82 degrees Celsius.
So most people tend to do the version where the tail thrust is lifting them up because it just makes it a little bit easier and you can get them a lot faster as well, so they look a little bit more impressive. And once you get them, they are easier than the nose up and nose down versions because you don't have that tail thrust pushing you left or right. And you have to be really good at these. As part of 3D basics, you really need to be really good at these because when you move on to things like 4-point Tictocs, you've got to be able to do the nose up, do the nose to the side and control it really, really well. So you need to spend a lot of time on this. And as I said about the skids-in version, sometimes it's just better to go on the sim and just bash that one out because it will take a lot of effort. So I hope you found this useful. Until next time.